Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday morning. This is Kathy with Kincaid Special Creations coming to you with the second part of my journal for my vacation. Sorry, my thing is still shaking. Here's where we left off. Had it all done up. It's all ready to go. So we're going to set this part off to the side in a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make journals that are going to slide through an elastic. And instead of making my own elastic, these come from the Dollar Tree store. They're technically headbands, but they fit perfectly on this 11-inch side journal. So I'm going to put them on. I'm going to make 4 signatures today. Next week, I hope to make an ephemera holder where I'll put a 5th one in if needed. In fact, I might put the 5th one on in as we speak. This is what they look like when you buy. They're called head wraps. Buy them at the Dollar Tree store. Now, I bought these a long time ago. I don't know if you can find them now or not, but I will put this one also on there so that I will have enough space. You can use elastic to wrap around and around and around, but I found that this will work nicely. Look how nice it looks on this end. So I'm putting 5 in because 4 of them are going to be a signature. Different signatures, and then the 5th one will be my ephemera holder, so I can keep all my stuff that I've got beach related cut out already ready to go. Now if you find them, I would get them all the same color, but since I don't have them all the same color, this will work. Alright, so there we go. So when I get done, I will show you how we put our signatures in and everything. But now what I'm going to do is make a signature. These right here are 11 inches tall by 17 inches wide. That's how big this piece of paper is. So what I'm going to do, because I need it to be 8 inches. So if you take 2/8, it's 16. So we'll take an inch off the end of it here. And I'm just going to mark it here. Mark it on down here closer. And I'm going to pull off 3 or 4 of them. And I'll get my big guillotine cutter up here. If I don't fool around and fall off the chair. That would be terrible. Unlock this. This I think I got at the auction when I was doing the auction ages and ages and ages ago. If you was watching my glue book yesterday, you'll know I told you that Mandy said for me to be careful because I could really go overboard with this glue booking. Well, I go overboard with everything, so that is not the end of the universe. That is how I am the happiest in my lifetime. So if I have too much, this is stuff that's not going to serve much purpose any other place anyway, so I'm just going to do it. Try to line it up here where it's good straight. Okay, and the last one, oh, I could have got it too. You can't do all 10 of them at one time. Oh, I should have told you that. I have 10 sheets of this paper. So you could actually use, if you wanted to make it, just use get a pack of that 11 by 14 and fold it in half. And you'll have the same thing, except it'll be 7 inches instead of 8. But it still will work. If you see me making my cover, you just have to make it an inch narrower, or whatever size you want. Say you want to use 8.5 by 11. You can make an 8.5 inch tall by a 5.5 inch wide. It's entirely up to you. I have found out this glue booking or journal making is the best craft to do because there are no rules. None. You simply do it the best way you want, the size you want, the color you want, the design you want, the pictures you want in it. I'm going to attempt in October to make me one. I seen a lady, I've forgot what her name is now. I'll have to tell you at a different date. But she takes and makes one of these journals monthly. She does one every month. And then she mixes what I wanted to do when I started the glue booking, because quite frankly, when Mandy was telling me about it to start with, I was like, well, what purpose does that serve? And I'm sure there's a bunch of you all out there saying the same thing. What good is a glue book? Well, if you have any nervous minutes in your life, or you want some kind of downtime that's just yours, you can share with your daughter or hey, if your son wants a glue book, share with him. This is just simply a time for you to shine, to learn your creativity, to do what makes you happy, and to just give you some you time. There's so much me-oriented stuff out in the world today that somebody has to give up. But this doesn't affect anybody else on the planet unless you get absorbed with it like I do. But you can just take 5 minutes, cut you out a couple of magazine pictures that you have, I found the perfect one to go in my quote-unquote glue puzzle. And that's what I liken this to, is to working a jigsaw puzzle that you can then put all of your stuff, you got all them puzzle pieces outside. This becomes your outside border of your puzzle. This becomes the inside pieces that you're doing. Then you put as many of them as you can, and then those last remaining pieces that you have to find something to put that piece in that loosest spot. That becomes your cutouts you do out of your magazine. That becomes the finishing touches to your puzzle. So that when you get done, that puzzle now becomes completely done. And it's totally different from what the pieces of paper or pieces of cardboard or cereal box, whatever you started with, it becomes an entire different ball game. So there's 1, 2, and make sure I have 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you want to put them together. You want to make sure that they're all even on all the way around, and then stick them real hard into the case, because you are going to sew this one. The outside of the book simply means that you will now be able to take this, slide it in underneath that rubber band. It'll go in the center of your book. That will hold the book in place. But what you want to hold the pages in place will become what they call a pamphlet stitch, which is simply making 3 holes, taking a needle and thread, go through the center, up through the top, down through the bottom, and back through the center, and tie it in a knot. Guys, it's as simple as that. Do you know how long I have watched somebody do that and been terrified to death to do it? It is as easy as they say it is. All right, so now we're going to set this aside for a second, and I'm going to take, because I like, this is cool, I could put a cover on the outside of this, but because I want it to look different than the other 3 signatures that I've got in there, I'm going to take 2 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, like this. I'm going to measure over a 1/2 inch, which is right here at this little yellow line right there. I'm going to take my glue stick. Let's see, let me grab this book here so I don't get glue everywhere. And take your glue stick and run it down the outside edge, that 1/2 inch. This will now make this 2 8-inch pieces of paper, because you're taking a 1/2 inch off each side. But because you need it to be just a little bit bigger than the signature, we will fold them in the exact middle. Let me make sure I'm getting this exactly even. Okay, then just put it down. I have this little ha-ha bone folder. There we go. If you're liking this video, YouTube has a new thing out they call hyping. You can hype up to 3 times a week. So if you watch my videos and you like any of them, just hit that little hype button. It helps me because I'm such a little subscriber channel to be able to get more noticed into it, and hopefully to be able to get more people to notice me. Okay, now we're going to take this. I don't need this no more. Take this and put it together exactly even. And then push this down, because the one on the outside is going to want to not fold 100%. So you have to really work hard at it. Well, not hard at it. Come on, Kathy. You have to work picky with it. Let's put it that way. To get it to do what you want it to do. Because you want that one piece of paper that's there. Let me make sure that it stays even. And it won't matter if it's not 100% even, but we still would like for it to be as close to even as possible. See, it's that in the purple. Line. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit more glue on there. This glue's not wanting to, oh, got it right on my table. Have to wipe that off. Not wanting to stay on like I want it to. Okay. Take this, go from the center to the outside. From the center to the outside. I think wipe this glue off this thing before it sets up. See, things are easily fixed, guys. Don't stress about it. Okay, now that we got that down, we're going to smooth that solid. And then we'll take our sheet and put it in there. Just like that. Just keep smacking it down till it's exactly into the very corner of that page. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to first put these on the side to hold them in place. So your papers don't move on you. Okay. And then I'm going to take my ruler And I'm going to move it out from the ditch. This is the ditch, which is where you folded it, where you creased it at. And I'm going to go at 5 1/2 right on that crease. And then I'm going to come down to 9 1/2 also right on that crease. And 1 1/2. You want to keep it in the center of the crease as much as possible. Let me take these and put them on down here so it don't shift down here. I either need the little ones or a regular paper clip. I'm not sure which it is. Now she says to keep your book folded up like this. That might be too big. Okay. Keep it folded like this when you're doing this. Now I've got a little tiny screwdriver. I don't have a punch per se, but I'm going to take it and put it in the hole, and I'm going to push until it comes out the other side of that paper. There we go. See how it comes out? And because I'm lucky, mine has a little stop gap on it, it will have me to stop before I go all the way through, making a great big gigantic hole on it. I need to get me something they call an awl. I think it's trying to come out the side, not the end. There we go. There, it's coming out the end. Okay, there's 2. Let's get this bottom one done. Just keep pushing until it comes out on that crease. And it is a little stuck. There we go. Okay. Now, what I have is called crochet thread. You can use embroidery thread, wax thread. It would be better if I could wax this up, and I'm not sure how to do that. If anybody knows how, they can send me a little message in the description. And what you want is 3 times the length of your book, plus just a little bit more in case you're going to tie it. You don't want, once you get it in there, you don't want to pull it through. I've lost my other needle. This one's just a little bit bigger than the other one I was using, but I will find it in this mess of stuff somewhere. Just thread your needle. Okay, pull your thread separated. Go in from the inside to the outside through that hole you made in the center. Okay, pull it out. Hold the end of your thread because you don't want to pull it all the way through, enough that you can tie it. Come back through the top, which is this one. Okay, and pull it out. Keep holding that bottom thread. Okay, pull it kind of tight. Put it back out the bottom. If I'm making this look complicated, guys, I'm sorry, because it is definitely not complicated. Then you want to bring it back up to the center one, but on the other side of these 2 threads. Make sure you bring it onto the other side of these 2 threads, and then pull it kind of tight. Not too tight that you're tearing your paper, but tight enough that it can flip on you. Cut your string. Have one on one side of this string and one on the other so that you can encapsulate it into the thing. Now you can take these things here off. I'll definitely get me some regular paper clips if I make another one, which I will do. Okay, now she ties hers in a knot 3 times. I already did it once. This is twice. This is 3 times. This is going to be a short video, guys, because there's not really nothing to making the signatures that goes in these junk journals. They make it look, or if you're one of the people like me that are intimidated, then it looks more complicated than it is. But that is as simple as it gets. That pulled up there where it needs to go. Now, there is the first signature. So now to show you how to put it on here, I'm going to, I've already made these off camera. That's how I know how to do it. And that's my best suggestion. Get you some old, sorry about you moving. Get you some old junky paper and practice. Practice, practice, practice. Don't use your good paper that you want to make your signatures with. Don't make your good paper you want to make your covers with. Get you an old book, an old box, an old something, and practice your first one. Practice. If you don't get it right, you can pitch that one in the garbage and try again. But if you do get it right, then you're going to have beautiful signatures ready for your book. So what I'm going to do is these two I'm going to reserve for the beach trip if we need them. And these two I'm going to put in the back, so if we do a fall trip, I can use this same book to do the fall journal with. Like if we do a trip somewhere. Just pull these, make sure they stay in your area where your spine is. There's one. Now, if you're afraid they won't stay in place, you can put you a drop of hot glue behind them to keep them in place. But this way, if you make your journal cover kind of a generic, I did too because it's just blue, then you can use your cover, just take your signatures out and store them somewhere once you're done with them. I'm going to leave this one empty right here. That's the one I'm going to put my ephemera one in when we make it next week. I just seen Nicole on Relax Cut Glue make hers today, and I was wondering what way would be the best to put the ephemera that I've already cut out for our beach trip ready to go. And that just seemed like that would be the best way to do it. And here is the last one. This is our main one for our trip. And like I said, this is all just copy paper. You could make it out of a cardstock if you wanted. Make sure that stays. Make sure they all stay in the spot where you want them to be. Okay, and now here we go. Here it is. It opens up. Here's our first signature. Just regular, ready to go. Here's the second one. Here's the space for the ephemera pack. Here is the third one and the fourth one. And there's the end. And there it is, ready to go. And like I say, if you're worried about these staying in place, like this one's not wanting to, we can always put a tiny bit of hot glue on it and hold them in place. Now, what I need to do is we need to put a cover on here. I'm going to ask for suggestions from my audience Should I put it a traveling notebook or traveling journal? Should I make it say adventure journal? Trips to be had. There we go. Then we can just open them up. We can pull these out, work on them, and then put them back in when we're ready. But anyway, that is all I have for you today. This is my journal. How good that looks. Look, look, look. And it is ready to go. And the pages are not going to fall apart because they're all sewed in the middle. The only thing that is movable is they can come in and out of this journal as needed to work on. That way you can lay them flat. Like if you bring this one out. Say we're down to the beach and we're working on this journal. We can set this off to the side. We can lay this down flat. Work on our pages where we need to. Work on our pages. They're flat. Work on our pages. They all remain flat. Then when you want to, and you're done for the day, you just find the center, lift this up, and put this back in place. And then you're ready for the next day when you've got some more stuff to put in there. Just as simple as that, guys. You could do 4-month calendar journals and something like this. You could do a month journal and a smaller one. You wouldn't have to have as big a spine. 2 signatures would be plenty. You could do your events in one, and you could do your fun in the other one. You could have it for a calendar with a secondary page that has all of your important addresses and stuff. You know, family addresses, bill addresses, whatever. It's just a fun journal to make. So I hope you've had fun watching me last week on our Try It Tuesday. We made the cover. This week we made the signatures. And they are easy to make and play with. So we will see you next week when we go through and make an ephemera holder to put into the center of this one, where I can put all of my beach pictures, which I need to go through these books and cut out some more so that I can have them put in there. But we'll put that in here. It will be an 11-inch tall by 6 inches wide in the center of this with little pockets that you can put your ephemera in. You just pull that out while you're working on your pages, and then you can see what you got, what you need. We might put a pocket here and a pocket here to hold extra scrapbook paper in case we need some of that. Or full page ads that we could use to put in our book. We can put in flip-ins into the books themselves. We can tape them on the side or tape them in the middle so that if you got something that's two-sided, you want to see on both sides of it. The sky is the limit. Like I said, there are no rules, and this is absolutely awesome. I really, really, really like it. So we will talk to you next Tuesday, if you're only following me for the Try It Tuesday, on putting the ephemera holder into our box, getting it ready for the beach. We'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.